Today, access to emergency medical equipment is both costly and largely unavailable. For the general public, life-saving tools like airway devices or stabilization equipment are usually only available in hospitals or ambulances. This means that when emergencies happen in home or in public spaces, the equipment needed to treat them are often unavailable. Even for medical professionals, specialized and sterile equipment can be expensive and difficult to access outside of fully equipped medical settings. Additionally, most tools are designed as a one-size-fits-all, even though treatment is most effective when the equipment can be adapted to the patient. That's where our product becomes invaluable. LightMD was designed to make medical tools more accessible and adaptable, and ultimately to increase survival rates during emergency situations. Now, my teammate Eric will explain how the free tier of our application works and how it helps the general public.
Hey, okay. So first, our idea it was to make a mobile application, and I will be explaining the free tier, which is it will be available for public use. It's the idea to have emergency support tools accessible to anyone when they need them the most, any emergency. One possible limitation in the app that we have is that we wanted to keep it, in order to keep it only used in emergency situations, is that it only happens during 911 or 911 emergency calls. For example, phone operating system could prompt the user to open the application after dialing the number, and the app itself could have a dedicated call button, which it does here. And then once you click on it, it pulls up the emergency services. Right here, it basically, the free tier has some first aid assistance. As we can see, it has cast, bandages, neck stabilizer, uh, rescue breathing mask. And they are general helpful tools together with guidance in order for those first response sort of emergencies. They're temporal, and that's why we also have a time limit, which in this case is 1 hour. And then this ensures that tools are available during most critical periods of when an emergency occurs. Um, However, if necessary, an emergency operator or dispatcher could extend the time, as we see with the function down here. Um, and then that would give you more time. Now we will have Evan explain the more advanced portion of the app.
Thank you very much, Eric. It'll be my pleasure. Now, ultimately, we can't fund a product of this scale by giving it away. So to fund our enterprise and to bring this to the broadest group possible, there'll be an enterprise version of the application designed for the professional medical context. This version of the application focuses on unlimited access, but powerful auditing capabilities and the ability to string multiple devices together to create larger projections than you could achieve with just a single device. So if you activate the system as a medical professional, you'll see a larger number of options available to you right on the home screen. Suppose you need a temporary stent. So while you're building the surgical suite around you in order to install a proper long-term stent, you can use this temporary stent to inject one into the patient's body directly. Once you've scanned the environment, you can create the stent projection, and we will track that the stent was created, exactly who created it and when, and this projects the stent inside the patient's body to keep them safe until you have the time for a more detailed intervention. Whenever you deactivate a tool in the free or enterprise version, we always remind you to keep the tool active, just in case that's not what your intention is. One of the coolest features of the enterprise option are the ability to upload custom 3D models. So we will work with you to build exactly what your hospital needs. Another really cool feature is if you if you purchase multiple of our devices, we can create a multi-device array to create something as large as a surgical suite just from the devices individual projections working together. So you can say we can grab a surgical table extension and initiate, and it'll work with all those devices to project the different parts on various devices. That is the enterprise feature of the app. It's focused heavily on real usability for the medical suite and maximum traceability of how the device is used. I'm going to pass it off to Ray to discuss the economic and environmental costs that that this product will create and how we're going to justify those.
Thanks, Evan. So yeah, we decided to go with a data center powered personal app because we felt that the cost of developing and powering such an app would be offset by the benefits that we are providing to society as a whole. Using a data center to power this is the most cost-effective way as compared to installing several hundreds, thousands of specialized advanced projector rooms across the world, because that would prove just cost prohibitive for most institutions and would be inaccessible for most everyday people. And we also felt that the environmental impact is much of the same. The impact of building all of these advanced rooms simply would most likely offset the cost of having a singular large data center to power our entire application and the entire suite of features that we're providing to both individual users and medical institutions. And I'll pass that over to Hiromi now to wrap this up for us.
Thank you. All right. Overall, the medical field already struggles with the cost of emergency services as well as sort of the time that it takes for transportation to and from an emergency site. So with the deployment of this application, it can help the common person provide emergency assistance to somebody in need, as well as provide a quickly deployable, sterile, and customizable medical equipment for medical professionals. Um, with the use of centralized processing in data centers, the reduction in medical equipment, the deployment of this product would benefit society for a relatively low cost.